All right, we are wide open here on Wide Open Wednesday. Don Allen, welcome to Wide Open Wednesday, brought to you by Fletcher's Garage on Hood Boulevard. As we get set for another great night of reviews and the usual suspects and everybody else. Um,
Earl's back.
Earl is back in full effect. Earl is very excited. Not about the weather forecast for Saturday, but he's very excited to think that maybe, just maybe, we will get a chance to go to Wall Stadium this weekend. But yeah, of course, Saturday's the only day it's supposed to rain, which sucks. So we'll do this. Hold on one second here. Let's go down here. We put this here and we bring this guy in. Mr. Kraus, how are you?
Hey, doing fine, Nick. Doing fine, Fred. Yeah. Looking
Earl,
forward to
somebody's doing the rain dance, and I don't like it. Why don't they do the
No.
rain dance like during the week instead of on the weekend? When I talked to Pete Miletto, he told me, yeah, he goes, we'll be dancing around the bar or something somewhere, and I just put a text in. We may see Pete on the show later on, Earl.
Oh, very good. Okay, great.
So, but yeah, you ready, Earl? Everybody
I
ready
am
down
ready.
there? We ready to go?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we had a great Tech and Tune session last weekend, last Saturday. We had our annual open house. 68 race cars were there representing all of our racing divisions. And
Nice.
Pete Miletto, the promoter, and Fred Archer, who they combined together to operate the track. They extended the practice session by a few hours because we
Nice.
were going to have practice on Sunday as well. But of course, the rain moved in. The forecast for heavy rain on Sunday. So Pete and Fred gave the racers some extra hours to practice on Saturday. It turned out very, very well. And it's a very good outlook for the entire season starting this Saturday. So yeah, the weather forecast is for rain, but who knows? It might turn out to be really nice on Saturday. So we'll just have to stay optimistic. We'll see what happens.
Now,
I took off Saturday, so it better be nice.
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
me and Fred's gonna go have breakfast. Then we're gonna come down and then whatever.
Oh, we'll do
No
that.
matter
Maybe
what.
do that. I see that one of the Bone Boys was going to come up and race on
Yes,
Saturday.
that's right. Danny Bone was going to be competing. He is planning on doing that. He raced last Saturday night at North Carolina's Bowman Gray Stadium. Danny Bone, from a very famous racing family, Wall. His grandfather is Parker Bone, one of the legends of Wall Stadium, and his son, Parker's son, Eddie Bone, a multi-time champion at Wall, many-time winner in the modifieds, and then Eddie's sons, Danny, Michael, and Andrew all became race drivers. Michael and Andrew have kind of cut back on the racing. I know Andrew raced at New Egypt Speedway for a while on
Yep.
dirt, as does Dad Eddie. But
Yep.
Michael and Andrew have kind of cut back on the racing, but Danny's as busy as ever. And again, he won twice this year already on the Smart Southern Modified Auto Racing Team's pavement modified circuit. And again, he competed at Bowman Gray Stadium last Saturday night, uh, earned the pole position with fast time during qualifying, and led the opening 200 lap feature for many laps, and then
Wow.
got into a tangle late in the race, ended up not finishing. But certainly Danny Bone, he's been a champion at Bowman Gray too. I believe 2014, he was modified
Wow.
champion there. But yeah, whenever Danny gets the opportunity, again, he grew up in Freehold, New Jersey, and always enjoys returning home to Wall Stadium whenever he can. And yes, indeed, he was is scheduled to race at Wall this Saturday night. And hopefully the weather will cooperate and we'll see Danny Bone back at Wall.
Well, that would be pretty cool. I usually watch some of the stuff from down south on TV. I get a chance to see some of that, and them boys have really made a name for themselves down there. And then when
Oh,
they
yeah.
come back home, and I think the Turkey Derby is going to be really, really big this year. I
Yes,
think you're going
indeed.
to see a
Yes.
lot of different characters come from down south. I also watch Mahoning Valley and Paulie Hartwig. I got to see him at Mahoning last weekend, and I think he finished second. Yeah, I mean, now I didn't really pay attention to a lot of asphalt racing modified. Now I pay attention to the smart stuff. Pay attention to a lot of it now, and believe it or not, I'm starting to get kind of hooked on that now. So and I got to thank Jimmy Blewett and Paulie Hartwig and you and the rest of the guys for getting me
Mhm.
involved in that. And
Absolutely.
you don't realize how fast them cars are until you watch it and get to see it up close. And I can't wait to get the wall and see that up close and personal. I think it's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun.
It's going to be great to have you involved, Nick.
I can't wait to get involved. I talked to Pete Miletto yesterday, and I think I may have found a new home.
I believe you have. It's going to be good to have you as part of the Wall Stadium family.
I think that is. I thank you, Earl. I know you were one of the main people, you and Warren, and talking to Pete and Shannon Monjo, and you guys have opened the door for me to come there and do some things. And of course, Fred's going to be there anyhow because he loves ball. He loves. The concessions are actually better now, Fred. So
That's what I read today.
So Pete put a big thing out there talking about the concessions, and me and Fred were talking about that before we came on the air. Pete's talking about all the positive things that he made better, how they changed the whole kitchen, to spent $100,000 making it right, and somebody's got to complain.
There's always a couple.
Why?
Debbie Downers under there. I was like,
that's no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, well, hell with them.
Yeah, that's what I said. Now they're going to need more bleachers. I believe that, Don. I believe Wall's definitely going to need more bleachers. So
yes, always good to hear
hopefully,
from Don Allen. Yes.
Hopefully they got them on order, Earl, because I think it's going to be standing room only on opening day. I can't wait. I think it's really going to be cool. It's going to be a cool experience for me being a dirt guy all these years, and going with what I did on both sides of the coin and being able to go there and do some behind the scenes stuff and be involved in a different aspect. I think it's going to be a learning curve. But I know a lot of people there and you and yeah, you'll push me in the right direction.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I remember you worked with me there and Gary Larson and Jeff Gravatt in the tower several years ago. I went to the Turkey Derbies when we had the dirt asphalt modifieds there, and you were doing some guest announcing, and I know you really enjoyed it. It really kind of caught your interest, covering modifieds on the high banks there.
And that was when Stuart Friesen almost took the flag stand out. I remember that. And but it was fun. And I can say that I announced at East Windsor. I announced at Bridgeport. I announced at Flemington too. I announced a kart race there.
There you go.
So I've announced at every Jersey track so far, except for never got a chance to get in the tower at ATCO. I was there a lot because my family, my niece's husband raced drag race. Of course, I got to announce at Maple Grove. I'll get to announce there again when they have the truck show because I'm the announcer for the truck show. So, but yeah, it's I've been blessed to be able to do a lot of different things. And when the Grassos had New Egypt, the NASCAR stars came there, and I had a chance to meet Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart and Greg Biffle. I finally found a picture that I have of me and Greg Biffle, so that I'll cherish that for a while. A lot of cool things. I just think that people are waiting for what's going to happen at Wall Stadium. They're going to go there. They're going to see how much fun it's going to be, Earl. They're going to leave there with a great taste in their mouth, and you guys are going to put Wall back on the map, and that's the way it should be. And I think it's going to be fun. I think the atmosphere is going to be cool. I think that means a lot to the fans. Hopefully you'll be able to go there and do some stuff with the kids and have some fun with the kids. And the fans.
That's what we have in mind. Yes.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't
Family
wait.
Entertainment. I see Don said put some bleachers on the backstretch. We might need them the way we're going.
Now, is there room on the backstretch, Earl, or is there a drop-off there?
There's a drop-off, being realistic. Yeah, that's it'd be kind of tough. There's actually an access road back there, like a construction access road. It was been there for forever, and there's quite a drop off behind the backstretch fence. So that might be a little bit of a stretch putting bleachers back there, but Wall Stadium has a lot of seats, that we fill for Turkey Derby. And I think we can fit everybody in on the main stretch. Again, for folks who have never been to Wall Stadium, the grandstands are actually built on a hill, on a concrete base. So there's no openings underneath. That's what makes it ideal for families with young kids. And you walk down into the bleachers, into the grandstand from the midway, and then the track is actually below that, down in a hollow. So it's every seat is absolutely perfect. And when the Nichol family, Tom and Jenny Nichol, back in the winter of 1949 and 50, actually designed and built Wall Stadium, they really looked at the future. That track was built so much ahead of its time in design. And again, every seat there at Wall Stadium, if you're sitting in the bottom row or of course the top, you can see the track perfectly. So yeah, we're gonna fit them in on the opening night and right through the season. So it's gonna be good.
Oh, I think it's going to be good. I think Joe already. My wardrobe
Yes.
selection is absolutely amazing. That's only because I'm sporting the shirt that Lowdown Entertainment gave me.
I'm going to join them tomorrow night, Nick.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Earl, they poached you to come on their show. I had to give Joe your phone number, and he said he actually asked me. He said, "Do you mind if we have Earl?" I said, "Come on, man, really?" I said, "Everybody deserves to have the legend once in a while." I said, "That's not a problem." I said, "Earl's not going nowhere. He knows where his bread is buttered. He knows he's But no, it's a family
You're
deal.
gonna have to take Earl to the Flying Pig, there, Joe.
Yeah, Joe, you're gonna have to take him to the Flying Pig, or what's that?
I did that last week.
What's the big place? The big place down there, a smorgasbord down there where them guys live.
Shady Maple.
Shady Maple.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
it's a
it
great
is Shady
place.
Maple, Earl.
Yeah.
Take me to Shady
You
Maple.
and Payne? Yeah, Joe. While we're talking that, we got the Flying Pig. You got the Shady Maple. You got to take us there. But one of our sponsors is watching. Mike from
Hey,
Sage Chiropractor. Sage is all the rage in chiropractic
I'll
care.
be there tomorrow.
Fred will be there tomorrow. So, yep. But yeah, Joe, let's see what he has to say now. Earl, we have lobster and filet mignon in our green room. Just saying.
Wow. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Earl. It was nice knowing you, Earl.
That's okay. They make you sit outside, though.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man, that's well, that's all right. We'll have to call the Flying Pig and tell them to start making that kind of. Speaking of the Flying Pig,
yeah,
you guys went and I didn't get to go because I had to work late. But how was it, Earl? How was the Flying Pig without
it was
me?
excellent. It was very enjoyable. Magic was there with us.
Yes.
The Magic Man himself. Yes. Craig was there, so that was great.
Nice wings and
yeah.
What else did I get?
Sure you did.
No wings and something.
Tacos, right?
No, that's right. The tacos. I'm glad you remember.
Dominic Antonelli.
Of course, I had a couple of Manhattans while I was down there. So
Dom says we ain't got lobster, but we'll fry a turkey. We're on the budget.
That's right. Hey, we're going to look forward to seeing Dom the Bomb racing at Wall Stadium this year, too.
That's right. Dom the Bomb. Dom, go over there and do something so the weather doesn't affect us this Saturday. We want to have a party, man. We want to have a good old time. So,
hey, I want to let you know, too, we had a real nice chat. My colleague, Gary Larson, again, he shares the microphone with us. He's been my co-announcer at Wall now for over 20 years. And Gary and I were taking our pit tour on Saturday, talking to all the different drivers, team members. And one of the first people we came across was the driver of the factory stock number 88, beautiful looking race car, driven by Chris Lane, who, of course, has raced at New Egypt and won there. And Chris is going to be running with us at Wall Stadium this year. A number of years ago, Gary Larson and I tagged Chris with the catchy nickname of the Night Train Chris Lane.
Oh, okay.
He has raced in modifieds at Wall Stadium. Matter of fact, he was a modified winner at Wall in 2013. Very fine modified racer. And then he began running on dirt, and of course has been very competitive and winning at New Egypt. And yeah, with New Egypt being on hiatus this year, a number of drivers have come back over to Wall Stadium. And welcome back to Chris. It was really great talking with him. And he's looking forward to being part of our activities opening night and throughout the season. Picked him up a very nice factory stock. Again, he bought it from one of the local teams, redid the car with the signature number 88. So he's ready to go. And he turned some real strong practice laps on Saturday. So good to have the Night Train back at Wall Stadium.
Well, I'll know some of the people there. I mean, I know most of the people there. I just haven't worked there, so to speak, and done interviews and stuff there.
Yeah, you'll get right into it.
Oh yeah. I don't think I'll have a problem with that, and I just got to get in touch with the people that are doing the social media there, and be able to get to the Facebook page so we can do some stuff live right on the Wall Stadium Facebook page, and then we'll just transfer it over to the Wide Open Wednesday page. That way, everybody gets a taste of what we're doing. Well, I know they're going to have Dirt Track Digest there, which is cool. so people can do that and be able to watch it on Dirt Track. I don't know lately what's been going on, and Joe may be able to chime in on this. What's going on with Flow? It interrupts, it speeds up, it stops flow. I don't know what's going on, whether they don't have their stuff in sync or something, but Dirt Vision's been pretty good. Dirt Track Digest has been pretty good, but Flow's kind of been a little off. So I don't know if they're not paying their bill or what's going on, but they need to get their act together because they got a lot of good stuff on Flow. They got a lot of good stuff on Dirt Vision. They got a lot of good stuff on Dirt Track Digest. And, Mike Mallett does a really, really good job. We've had him on the show before. Mike gets a bad rap. You got all these tracks doing, the broadcasting is taken away from putting people in the stands. Mike would rather not do that. Mike would rather have all the people in the stands. He does it for the people that can't get there. What I mean? Exactly. That's what people don't realize that, Earl, that, and
that's like what Wall's doing is having a 50-mile blackout. I think it is, so that unless you have extenuating circumstances, but with the blackout, you should have more people in the stands. To
me, it's the best of both worlds. I mean, it's there's nothing like, and you gentlemen, of course, know it. Our listeners do. There's nothing like being at the racetrack itself on a a summer Saturday night, just the whole experience, the atmosphere, the sound of the motors, the smell of the race cars, just being around your fellow race fans, just interacting, just spending the whole night there. It's a great family entertainment. That's what it's all about. And again, on given nights when you can't be there, or if someone is watching the broadcast, be it on Dirt Track Digest or Racing America or Flow, and they see Wall Stadium on Dirt Track Digest, for example, they see it, and maybe they're from Eastern Pennsylvania, let's say, or up in New York, and they see it and they say, wow, I've heard of Wall Stadium. Look at this. This looks pretty cool. I think I'll take a trip down on a Saturday night and experience it for myself. So it works both ways. And so there's something there for
everybody. I'm one of the people that lean more towards like a localized blackout. So you get some of the people that, so it keeps them from being so lazy that, they live down the street and they don't want to get to the track.
Right.
So it's like, why bother? Like,
all right.
I won't go to a football game.
Right.
I won't go to Super Bowl. I'd rather just watch it on TV.
Yeah, have your own refrigerator. You can go to your own bathroom. You ain't got to worry about fighting with people. Well, all right, we're going to take a break. We're going to do a couple ads, and then we're going to come back with our first guest. He's already setting himself up. Earl, I'm going to take you off here for a minute.
He's having fried turkey.
And he's going to have some fried turkey, and we'll be right back in a minute, fans.
That was good, guys.
Thank you, Earl. All right, we're going to take a pause for the cause here and take care of some of the people that take care of us. And this gentleman is watching. Who is all the rage? Sage Chiropractic. That's right. Sage is all the rage in chiropractic care. Dr. Carey and Dr. Mike will take care of you and all your back needs, and they specialize in other things too. Give them a call, 215-497-0700. They have all the equipment, all the stuff you need to get yourself in shape. They're the people that gave Fred his adjustment so he can drive his race car on Saturdays at New Egypt Speedway. They are our official sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday, so go see them. If you have any problems with your back or any other problems you think you're having that are related to your back, you got to go see Sage because they're all the rage in chiropractic care. So see Sage Chiropractic. Their phone number is 215-497-0700. Go see Dr. Carey and go see Dr. Mike. Hey, let's talk about roofing. Protect Roofing, protecting your assets 24/7, emergency service and maintenance. Their phone number 609-832-8300. Maintenance and repair, roof replacement, new construction, safety orienting, quality workmanship, single ply specialist, bonded and licensed and insured, full service sheet metal, and multi-time winner of the ESP Carlisle Award. And it's home of the number 30T driven by Rob Teat. So when you need your roof done, you got to get with Protect. So give them a call. And Rob won his first heat race at Bridgeport. He sent me the video, which was pretty cool. One more ad, and then we'll get to the Quaker Shaker.
Let's talk about transmissions for a minute. You want to get to victory lane, you can't be in low gear. You got to be in high gear. I'm talking about high gear transmissions located in South Jersey. That's right. We specialize in repair, refresh, and troubleshooting your Northeast Dirt modified transmissions. That's right, High Gear. They specialize in Burt Generation 1 and 2 transmissions, and they also service Winters transmissions. It's home of the modified number 13P, driven by Anthony Tramontana Jr. They have reasonable pricing, quick turnaround. You can pick your transmission up at New Egypt Speedway or Bridgeport Speedway, and you can find them on Facebook at High Gear Transmissions. Now, these transmissions are serviced by a great tech, Anthony Tramontana Sr. You can give him a call at 609-385-3084. That's right, High Gear Transmissions. You know, the season-ending season, and you're worried about that transmission, you're worried about it getting serviced, why not call High Gear and get it done? They'll take care of your transmission. You won't have to worry about it. When you put it back in the car, you'll put it in gear, you'll go to victory lane, you'll be in high gear, and you'll be a winner with High Gear.
That's right. You'll be a winner in High Gear. And they also do sprint cars now. So if you got a sprint car transmission that needs to be redone or revamped or, just done over before, or if something happens to it during the season, but during the winter time, if you need your transmission redone, Fred.
Yep.
Good
Got mine
thing.
in. Well, it's not in.
Fred's going to have him with the REM shift in it, so he doesn't have to go down between his legs and undo the straps and everything else. So,
Yeah.
but this guy got a win at Big Diamond. And it's been a little while since Rick has been on top. And Rick's won a lot of races, won a lot of big shows, won the championship at New Egypt a couple times. Had a chance to hang out with him when he won all them races at New Egypt, and won the championship at New Egypt when Billy Pouch Sr. raced there. When the competition was fierce at New Egypt, he won 2 track titles at New Egypt, and gets a win at Big Diamond. I called him up immediately, texted him. I said, Rick, I would like to have you on the show. Would you mind coming on and being with us? And immediately, he texted me back. He said, not a problem. Let me know what I got to do. So we're going to bring Rick Law back on here. Rick, what's going on, man?
Not much. I hope you guys can hear me.
I can hear you. We can hear you. Yep, we got you. Congratulations on your win, man. It's about time. We need Rick Lawbuck to win more.
It's hard to win these days. It's nice to get a win. I've actually had a win for 29 straight years of my racing career. I'm trying to keep it going. So I tease my son about that. I'm like, I'll quit when I don't win. And then people tell me that I sound like Gordon, but
right,
like a little incentive that I have. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, Rick, you got it. Your business is flourishing. You make bodies for people, and you do a whole bunch of other stuff. You put a lot of people in victory lane. You had to feel pretty good about getting a win at Diamond. It's tough there. There's tough competition there.
Yeah, I mean, this week a few less cars are there, and it's early in the season. I started 6th, and it just kind of worked out in my favor. But I knew my car has been pretty strong, so we just kept running it the way we've had, and just hope for some luck because we really haven't had any the end of the last season and the beginning of this season. And then it kind of just was a pretty smooth race, and the car was strong. I mean, the competition I was there, they weren't able to get me, and it was fun for us. You know what I mean? That's our own personal car, so it's nice to get wins with that. It helps the pocket and keeps it going. That's for sure.
Now, I was kind of hoping that this year I was going to see you more often, but that deal didn't pan out. And it may pan out for next year. I'm hoping to where we'll get to see you more often. Let's talk about your son for a minute. I mean, you think about Matthew, you think about Logan Watt, Colin Cox, Bryce Bayshore. Rick, did you ever think that he would just go from the little car to the big car and be as good as he is?
I mean, hell no. I mean, like I said, Matthew really don't have much experience. I mean, we didn't really run quarter midgets. He raced slingshots for 2.5 seasons, and he won 2 championships in those seasons. And then Rob Teat, my buddy, he said, if Matthew wants to run the other car, let him take it out. And that really wasn't a question for Matthew. He's like, hell yeah, I want to run it. He had the seat out before I think I was done asking the question. And we've got it in. He ran good last year. So then kind of our hands were tied that we had to do something for him this year. And I don't mind. I mean, I don't really like the fact that he's a 14-year-old kid now. He did just turn 15 2 days ago.
Right.
But, they're little kids. I mean, I don't. Right. I personally don't like this. I mean, it's been the wave going with Tanner Van Doren and then Logan and these other guys. I mean, when I started racing, my race when I was 20 years old. That's why my number's 20. I mean,
right.
That's how old I was when I first started. He's 14 years old racing a big car. It's a little nerve-wracking, I won't lie, but when he gets out there, I just honestly I can't believe how smooth and confident and calculated he is with racing. it's flawless to watch it. I mean, I don't know if you guys see much at Grandview watching on YouTube or anything, but he looks
Yeah.
like an experienced guy, you know.
Oh yeah. And they all hit their marks. I mean, him, Logan, Colin, they all hit their marks like they've been driving forever. And then I get them on a show like this and I talk to them, or I have them at Motorsports, and they talk like they've been racing forever. They're so polished and they know what to say, and they mention all their sponsors. When I was a kid, if I drove a go-kart, I dreamed of driving a race car. You know what I mean? And you're not going to let anything happen to where he's got bad shit, Rick. He's going to have the best of the best, and he's going to be out there. I mean, but they still got to drive the car. You know how people are. You know how haters are. Oh yeah, his dad builds bodies and he's got the best of everything. He's still got to drive the freaking car, and he's 15 years old.
I mean, his car was my car for the last 6 seasons. That's a 2020 Bicknell. It's not the jiggly floor. It's a motor back, welded in floor, old car. It's been clipped, pieced together. The body on it's what I ran at Oswego in Eastern States. We just got it relettered. He was teasing me when we were going over the car. He goes, "We got to strip it down, Dad, and we got to get it sandblasted and powder coated." I go, "We're not getting it sandblasted and powder coated. We don't have an extra $1,000 for that." I said, "Here's the $32 pint of paint and a brush. Paint it." And he painted the frame. And I'm trying to teach him that way. Like, it's not all about money sometimes. You got to put your money in your motor. You got to have good tires. But you got to save money where you can, any way you can. And he's learning that too, which is a good thing. I mean, he's really coming along fast in my mind.
And all them guys work on their cars. All the youngsters, their dads make them work on the cars. Ryan Watt, you, and Mr. Bayshore there. I mean, but they're all so polished and they're all so good. I mean, I know back in the day, don't you wish you were that good and that young, Rick? I mean, geez, oh man.
When I first started racing, I started at Penn National their last season. And my first race, I looked to my left and there's Kenny Brightbill lined up next to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy crap. You know, I watched him as a kid. I don't really consider myself a kid. I'm 20 years old now, and I'm starting last, and I finished last many races, though, and heat races. And I started on the pole and went to the back for a while.
Right.
And kids jump in these cars, and it's like, what the hell? I mean, he's starting in the back. He's doing good in points, so he's in the back. And I've been telling him, it's going to be hard at Grandview. We just got to do what we can. When we get to the bigger tracks where it's time trials, then you can show people what you got. Well, hell, he's showing them now. That's for damn sure. I mean, I'm massively impressed, and I hear it from everybody else. It is hard to believe. I won't lie. I mean, I try to coach him. I put him in the scenarios, and I've been in most all of them my whole racing career. So I let him know what to expect, and he expects it, and he reacts to what I'm telling him. It's awesome. So
it's pretty neat to watch a guy like you, a guy like Ryan Watt, a guy like Tad Cox, all you guys that have been around racing your whole life. And I've watched you guys win races and championships. And now you get to see your son. And I watched that race from Hagerstown and he was in, and I'm like, wait a minute, wait, is that him? And I couldn't believe it was him. And I couldn't believe how smooth he was going. And then I got to talk to him at Motorsports, and I talked to him. I text him once in a while. I told him that you were going to be on. I said, help your dad out so he can get on the show and so we can get things going. But Rick, I've known you for a long time. You've always been good to me. Anytime I've ever needed anything, you've always been apt to help me out. Now you still got a lot of people that's been helping you for a long time, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I have my own number 20 car and a lot of help on that. I mean, Rob Teat is a main sponsor for us. Not necessarily his business name, but the people that he got for me is through him.
Right.
Mine, Rob, Dimension Overhead Door, they sponsor me. Keith Rousey, I used to drive for him. He owned the Auger 93 that Strunk drove and I drove. I mean, that's the 20 car. It's a good thing. And then the number 7 is still Gary Herman. I mean, when you say Gary Herman's name, people are like, who the hell's Gary Herman?
Right.
I mean, you remember Gary Herman from New Egypt and stuff.
Yeah.
But his wife had cancer. And when she passed away, Gary don't go to the races much anymore. I mean, he hasn't gone in 2 years. But we had a trying time with all that going on with the health of everybody, my parents, his wife. And we kind of just step back from racing, to be honest with you. Like, everybody's like, oh, Rick Laubach's washed up, blah, blah, blah.
Nah.
I know what it is. I mean, racing takes money, let's be honest. And we were just being frugal and smart because we didn't have the effort to put in. So let's not go crazy and just waste money. So we went down a road with engines that really weren't the best for us. And I honestly always had the best with Gary's car. I mean,
Right.
you know, Gary every year for Syracuse, I get a new car, new engine, and that would be my car for next year. And we raced, and I mean, I've driven for every car owner in the area: Heineman, Norm, Petruskas. I've gotten wins in all their cars, but I've always had Gary. You know what I mean? Like over those times when I knew
Right.
it was hard for Gary, I'd take a ride in a car, and knowing that I can't drive it as much as I maybe would like to say, oh, I'm driving for Glenn Heineman. I can't. Like Gary Herman's always had my back my whole racing career for
That's
20
cool.
years now. And there's 2 number 7s in this garage. We got all new engines at the end of last year and this year. And it shows. We went to Florida and we ran up front in Florida with our big block program, which really was on the skids, to be honest, for probably 5 years. And Gary said, okay, everything's settled. Let's get our act together and go racing again. And he did it for me and us guys. And he lives 10 minutes down the road from my shop, and he's only been here one time. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he's probably the best corner you could ever have because he puts no pressure on us. He enjoys the racing. He watches it on TV. He talks at his work with all the guys. All the guys at work go to the races. The one guy on my crew works there, and I think he enjoys the camaraderie of that. But he just, you know, maybe misses with his wife not there coming to the races. I mean, it was always a thing. We'd come to Bridgeport, we'd come to New Egypt. They'd have food for the trailer.
Right.
And, you know, times change is basically what I'm trying to say. But,
Right.
you know, he's come back and put us back in the game. And I know that I can produce. I know that my guys can produce. I know that, honestly, with Matthew getting older and getting better as a crew guy and then working on his own car, I mean, he helps me with mine. Like, it is making everything good again, and it's fun for us, you know. I mean, it's fun to win at Big Diamond. I know it's not necessarily a super dirt race, but it was a win and it's a start. You know, we're running good at Grandview. We've never started up front at Grandview all year, and we're getting to the front. Not as far front as I want, but hey, it is hard there. There's 50 cars there every week, and 30 that can win for sure. You know what I mean? It's really the hard track. I mean, New Egypt closing has definitely put a hurting on racing competition and guys. Like, where are they going to race? And then some come to our track here. Now, Grandview, I would call my track. It's close to here. And it's so much harder, you know. I mean, I wish New Egypt would open is what I'm trying to say.
Well, you're not the only guy. Nobody more than me wants to see New Egypt open. I'm hoping next year that something transpires. And, you know, Rob had the right idea. He done all the research. And I know he gets angry when he goes on the internet and he sees people talking trash because they have no idea what they're talking about. He's done all the research. He knows what it takes as a racetrack to have that track, not as a warehouse or a development, as a racetrack. He knows what it would cost to have it as a racetrack. And he put the right price up there, and he just didn't go for it. Well, hopefully things are going to work out and we'll be able to get back there and have some fun next year. But Rick, I mean, what are your plans for this year? Just to stay local, or are you going to do some traveling?
Well, I mean, I'll definitely run Big Diamond and Grandview on Fridays and Saturdays. And then we have the big block, and we have another big block now. So I have the equipment to go race. We have like 2 extra cars that really don't do much. So I'll run more races. I mean, I'm not going to be driving to New York on Sundays just for the hell of it, just because of the price of gas. And you got to be smart, you know, and lifestyle. I mean, I'm 53 years old now. I have a nice wife. We like to be together and do stuff. Matthew likes to play golf. We go golfing. So Sundays are kind of like a family day, house day, stuff like that kind of day. So
that's cool.
I can't be going 3 days a week all the time. And midweek races, we'll try to hit as many as we can. But for sure, all the local specials we'll go to, plus the Friday and Saturdays.
Well, Rick, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to be on here with us. You know, like I said, you always take care of me. Every time I've ever asked you for something, you've done it. And hopefully we'll get a chance to get the Big Diamond or Grandview and see you guys up there. But open door policy, Rick. Anytime you want to come on here, you're more than welcome. I'm sure I'm going to have Matthew on here sooner or later, probably sooner. But I great win Friday night at Diamond. Hopefully you get one of them big ones at Grandview.
That would be good. I mean, like last year, we were kind of teeing ourselves up for the Sixer. We had a new engine in for that race, and it was real good. And then we had some trouble with an oil line. So we know we actually went to the practice on Friday night, and I said to my guys, "We're not going to practice. Why put more laps on a motor? We know what to do." And
Right.
if we would have practiced, it would have helped us that night. So
Right.
we got to, we got to figure out some things there, and just maybe take one session practice to make sure everything's perfect, and then go racing. But we definitely have the equipment again, and I mean, I got newer cars. We gave Matthew that one. We're loaded for bear, I would say, and I think we can run with them again. So I'm pumped.
Well, that's good. That makes it easy, and that makes you happy, and that makes you a better driver too. When you know you got the stuff, when you strap in, that you can get the job done and run with anybody. Well, good luck, Rick, at both tracks, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it, buddy. Yep. All right, Rick Laubach, we'll take care of this stuff here. We're going to take a break, do a couple more, take care of a couple more of our sponsors, and then we're going to come back with a guy that was in the running for driver of the week, but he had a great weekend, and we'll talk to him in a few minutes right after we're done here, gang.
Up next, we have Fletcher's Garage. That's right, the main sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday, and they are located at 480 Hood Boulevard in Fairless Hills. Their phone number is 215-295-4931, and their motto is, if they can't fix it, it's broke. It's home of America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher, and he also does Need for Speed on WBCB on Thursday mornings. So keep an eye out for Mr. Fletcher, America's mechanic. Also, we have reliable consulting, sales, training, and marketing brought to you by Chris Bennett. His phone number is 215-206-9053. We thank all our sponsors for participating on Wide Open Wednesday. Bob Drayton Incorporated has been locally owned and operated since 1955. Their goal is to provide excellent customer service and quality rentals to every client. They have a large selection of rentals and solutions for every project or every event you have. You can count on their experienced team for fast and courteous service each time you call them. And they have a 24-hour emergency service, locally owned and operated since 1955. That's over 70 years, gang. Licensed and insured, free estimates available, 24-hour service, military and senior discounts, quality products, and an excellent customer service. Check them out, gang. They're located at 151 Big Hill Road, Southampton, New Jersey. Their phone number is 609-859-3629. And they race, that's right, New Egypt Speedway, Bridgeport Speedway. Bob and his son race the 4-cylinder class, and they sponsor the class at New Egypt Speedway. So when it hits the fan, he's your man, and whatever you eat, he's got your seat. They have a 1-800 number, and it's 1-800-521-2014. So whatever you need, give Mr. Bob a call, and he'll help you out. They are official sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday right here on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. Mr. Bob, he's on the job, and you should be too. You got wheels that's seen better days. Don't replace them, revive them. That's right. Vibrant powder coating and wheel repair. Bent rims, scuffs, no problem. Vibrant makes them smooth and strong and stunning again. From the street to the strip, they'll make your ride shine like new custom colors, flawless finishes, and durable coatings that turn heads and handle heat. Give them a call today at 1-267-566-6842. They're located at 569 Unionville Avenue, Pendle, PA 19047. That's Vibrant Finish. For all you need in powder coating and wheel repair, they make your ride look sweet. So give them a call.
All right, we're back like a heart attack, although we don't need that, but we're going to bring this guy on. I promised him he can come on. Let's do this. And we got to do this. Charging Charlie Moore. And I can find a better nickname for you. I know Uncle Chris could probably find you a good one too, but I'll get you a good nickname. Tell Chris I'll take care of that for you. Charlie, what's happening, buddy?
Not much, guys. Not much.
Now, I'm going to tell you, when I shut the poll down, you had over 300 and some votes. But the guy that won the poll had 705 votes. So he had everybody and his grandmother voting for him, and he was sharing everything and all that.
He's got a big family.
But yeah, he's got a big family. I think he was down at the Go-Go bar giving out dollar bills so they would vote for him. I don't know what was going on, but now Charlie, you actually announced it in New Egypt, right?
Yeah, we announced there once last year when we went up there just to get ready for the end of the year show, and it was Training Tales night, I think. So we went up there because they're one of our sponsors, and it's good
Right.
to support them when we can.
Yeah. Now, Chris is your uncle, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's awesome. And things were definitely headed in the right direction in New Egypt with him at the helm. He had a lot of great ideas. He had me doing some cool stuff, and we didn't get to do a lot of really really cool things that he wanted to do. But yeah, you had a pretty good weekend, man. Tell everybody what you accomplished this weekend.
Yeah, we got win number 2 up at Spirit on Friday, and that one was close. I almost screwed it up a few times, but I was able to hold on for that one. We led the whole thing from start to finish, and then we went out and were able to repeat and go back to back up at Airport on Saturday, and so we're leading points up there, and we're 6 points back at the lead, I think, last time I looked. So we're 6 points back the lead up at Spirit, and we're leading up at Airport. So it's a pretty good recovery considering that a couple weeks ago we lost a motor. So hopefully we can continue that momentum into this week and see what we can do.
Now, does your dad drive the big car, or is he your uncle, or is that your father?
My dad's the one that drives the big car. It's sitting out in the garage because he's pulled back to just a pick and choose schedule with me racing as much as I do. I think we have almost 40 races on my schedule for this year. So it's just kind of when he can, he races. And I like being a crew guy. So whenever he gets to race, it's a lot of fun for me as well. But he just likes working on my car and just making little tweaks to try to see what we can find and just any little bit that helps, whether it be setup or just whatever changes we wind up making over the course of the week, just to try, because the car was fast, but it didn't have the pace that we wanted to. So hopefully we can find a little bit more for this week and see if we can go back to back up there.
Sounds to me like Dad is grooming you for a big car. Means you're learning the crew stuff and do all that, and your dad's a real good racer in his own right. And we just got done talking to Rick Laubach. You heard him talking about Matthew and all that stuff. And I've watched some of the Spirit stuff, and you get around pretty good. I mean, I've always said you can't be taught something you should already know. A lot of guys make bad mistakes. And you seem like you get around the track pretty good. You do a pretty good job, and you're not too bad at announcing either. So if the race car thing don't work out, you could probably get a job announcing. But I don't know if Uncle Chris will like that. But we got to find Chris a lucrative job because he's out of work right now. I don't know what he's doing, but I hope he finds something. Whoever takes him is going to get he's a superstar, and he's really come a long way in a short time. But yeah, I told your dad, I said, we got to get him on here. I said, he swept the weekend, and that's pretty cool. And I said, he's got, in the beginning, you had a ton of votes. You were leading. And then all of a sudden, Jack Sean decided that he was going to throw his hat in the ring. And I guess he went to Florida and got all the girls off for spring break or something. And he got everybody to vote for him. So we're going to have him on here a little later too. But you definitely finished second. Yeah, and it's good to have you on here. What do you got going on for the rest of the year? Is there big races for your kind of cars?
There are a few big ones that we're gonna see if we can do the All-Star Slingshot Speed Week that they do later in the year. I think it's the first or second week of August. I think it's 4 or 5 races, and it's just spread out over the course of a week. There are a lot of bigger races up at like Action Track. We're gonna try to go up to Pagoda a few times and just kind of. We're going to see where we can go and try to see if we can hit some of the bigger races, because the thought is this year, barring any big issue, the plan is that I'll be in a crate car next year. And
awesome.
So this year's just kind of bouncing around, getting me more experience on different racetracks and just kind of doing what we can to make it where I'm as comfortable with going from track to track as I can.
Now there's the guy that's holding this 5-race series. He got a hold of me, and he wants to promote that on Wide Open Wednesday. So if you talk to the guy that's running that 5-race deal, tell him he's more than welcome to get a hold of us. We'll put him on here and we'll promote that for him. So, but yeah, I mean, open door policy, child. You got something you want to announce? You got something you want to do for your sponsors? I fell in love with your aunt, and it was a funny story. I'll tell you the funny story. They came to the track, and me and Chris are riding on the golf cart. I said, "Did you see this beautiful lady running around in the pits?" He goes, "That happens to be my sister." I said, "You got to be kidding me." I said, "Come on, dude." He goes, "No, it's my sister." I said, "Oh man, come on now." And no disrespect to your aunt. She's a cool lady, and I got my picture taken. I said, "I got to get my picture taken with your sister now, Chris, because now she's my girlfriend." And he started laughing. But yeah. Now, do you live in Delaware?
Yeah, we live in Middletown, Delaware. And it's 20 minutes up to the airport, so it's pretty nice to be close to the racetracks like we are.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah, get a hold of that guy. Tell him to get a hold of me. He can instant message me through my Facebook, and then we'll do some promoting for that. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in a crate car because I think you're going to fall right in with Logan Watt and all the rest of them guys. And you're pretty smooth, child. And we appreciate you coming on here and tell Dad thanks for setting all this up for me. And Jessica, I guess Jessica's your mom.
Yeah, she's my mom.
Yeah, tell her
She
I said
does.
thank you.
She deals with all the financial stuff for all this because racing's not a cheap sport. And
No,
it's
not. And you got to have sponsors. You want to name some sponsors to help you out besides Mom and Dad?
Yeah, GFP Mobile Mix Supply and Jam Mayer, they're both new for this year, so it's always good to bring on new sponsors. Training Tales, they've been massive supporters of being my grandparents. They've been massive supporters of me and my dad through when my dad started, and then when he got back in it in 2017, and then when I started, they've been massive supporters for us. Colette and Sons Welding, I raced with Colt for a couple of years, and they've been good supporters for us as well, with me racing against him in quarter midgets, and then as we've moved up. All County Garage Door, they've also been massive supporters. I've raced with Liam a few times, so
yeah, I know. Yep.
yeah. ERK Steering Repair, they've been massive with getting to race against Hannah every week now. And then since we both moved up at the same time, we're all learning together. So Eric's figured out these things a lot faster than we have. So he's got a lot of setup knowledge on it. M&M Trailer Repair, they've been longtime sponsors for us as well. The Service Center, they've just massive help. They joined last year, I believe. So it's always good we can bring on new sponsors and just get as many people to support us as we can.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I know it was kind of hectic to get you here, but we got you here. Are you wearing a Carl Taylor hat?
I am. Carl's a good friend of mine. Me and him have been friends for a year or so now, and he gave me this hat in Trenton, and that didn't go very well. So I was joking with him that it's bad luck, and then I've worn it every single time that I've worn it every single time that I've won. So it can't be bad luck now. But
well, after you get done wearing it, give it to him so he can win. So and Carl, I've known Carl for a while. He's a great kid. He loves racing. He loves helping. So yeah, he'll get one sooner or later, and we'll have him on here. He's a good guy. His mom and dad, of course. Dad drives a dump truck like I do. So, but Charlie, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. And like I said, it's an open door policy. If you need anything promoted, get a hold of me. Text me. Tell mom or dad to get a hold of me, and we'll put you right back on here. All right.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, Charlie. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. All right. We'll
have a good night.
You later.
All right.
All right, Fred. We got a couple more ads we got to do.
Yep.
And then we will be right back. I believe we have Billy Kleinspin and we have Jack Jones. So we will talk to them two fine individuals. Race teams, listen up. If you want your media dialed in this season, you need to call Amanda's Content Creations at 856-418-4709. Amanda handles everything. Weekly updates, sponsorship proposals, race day posts, highlight videos, schedules, everything you need to put your race team right where it needs to be. Whatever you need to keep your team looking sharp, connected with your fans and everybody else. Amanda has you covered. She works with the drivers all over and delivers top quality content every time. So if your race team needs media done right, get in touch with Amanda's Content Creations. That's right, Amanda Tinnis. The number's 856-418-4709. Let's talk about one of our proud sponsors, and that's Five Peaks Media, brought to you by Craig McGill,
Woodburn Road, Langhorne, Pennsylvania, Suite 201, the same suite that Wide Open Wednesday is in, and their phone number 609-577-7996. Greg McGill, we call him Magic because he creates the magic behind the Wednesday. Whatever you need, whether it's for social media, your business, anything you need. He's been with CBS, the NFL, he's done it all. He's a master at his trade, and he can definitely get the job done if you need anything done in social media. Why is having a director important? Greg will tell you why, because he does his best work behind the lens. Do you want your message out there to the world? You got to go with Five Peaks Media. That's right. Get a hold of Craig McGill. Come on over and see us. This is why we do what we do, because we have magic.
Yes, we do have magic, and we are going to get ready for Maple Grove Billy, and we'll bring Billy in here real quick. William, how are you?
Good. How are you guys this evening?
It rained a little bit this morning, but it looks like it's supposed to rain Saturday. Billy, you get a weather forecast for rain on Saturday?
Yes, we do. For those of
All right,
you
well,
that
keep it down there at Maple Grove. We don't need none at Wall State.
hopefully we don't get any rain, but if anything changes this weekend to our Sunoco first ET Series race of the weekend, it's a double up on Saturday and Sunday. But we kick things off with a test and tune on Friday. As always, keep an eye out on the Facebook page and our social media pages, as well as our website, just in case that dreaded R word does come out and we have to make changes. Then you guys know ahead of time before heading to the track. But yeah, we look forward to seeing all of our hometown heroes and leading ladies this weekend.
Billy, let's have some history. Give me some history, babe.
All right, I actually have a little bit of history. This week in 2001, after suffering a severe accident in Memphis in the year before in 2000, Larry Dixon completed his comeback by winning the rain-delayed top fuel portion of the Gainesville event at the Gator Nationals up against a guy that both you and Fred may know. He raced Gary Selzy in the final round, and who, believe it or not, was actually in the same lane when Larry had his crash in Memphis the year before. So that was kind of ironic. This week in April the 20th in 08 was a really big weekend for open wheel racing in the United States. It officially marked the end of the Civil War, as both the kart and IOL ran on separate weekends. Will Power ended up winning the kart race. That was the Long Beach Grand Prix. And then over in Tokyo, Japan, for the IOL race, Annika Patrick scored the first win by a female in open wheel racing. As you know, that was a really big moment, not only for racing, but for women in sports in general. In 2001, the late, great Bobby Hamilton scored a popular win at the Spring Talladega race. Also at the Spring Talladega race in 2004 this week, Jeff Gordon scored a very controversial win at the spring event that ended the DEI winning streak at Talladega. As you know, DEI from the early 2000s was real dominant at the plate track, so they were pretty much unstoppable. And then we do have some birthdays. This week is Alonso Jr.'s our birthday, a multi-time IndyCar champion and Indy 500 champion. And also Greg Moore, the late great Greg Moore that we lost back in 1999. His birthday would have been today. As you know, we always remember our racers that we lost way too soon. So that's a look back at some of your this weekend in motorsports.
Billy, you got a wealth of knowledge. And one day we're gonna have you in the studio one day, and we're just gonna talk drag racing. We're gonna have a drag racing night. We're gonna have you in here. All right, Bill. Any big things coming up? I seen Jasmine Salinas was in the ad for Maple Grove for when the cars come to Maple Grove. That's a big event coming, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Our Triple Crown event that's going to be taking place on Friday and Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. As you know, Memorial Day weekend, we honor the brave ones that have given their lives to this great country of ours. But it's also racing's biggest weekend, and we're part of being part of the big weekend for racing. As you know, Jasmine Salinas is going to be there, as well as Paul Lee. He's another funny car NHRA funny car driver. We look forward to seeing. We do have probably some more announcements coming up in the near future on some possible more NHRA drivers that are going to be attending there. So anyone that was skeptic about coming out because of the transition, I suggest nothing's going to change. Come on out and spend your weekend with us, Memorial Day weekend. Not only will we have racing on Friday and Saturday, but Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, we're going to be doing something little bit different. We're going to be doing bull riding as well as a concert. But yeah,
bull riding.
Yep. As you
That
know, we
may-
always. I know I am not going to be doing it. In case you guys,
I
were
can
wondering.
shoot the bull. I don't know about riding it.
Yeah, I will not be riding the bull. Maybe if you get me
I
on
would
the
like
mechanical.
to walk afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if I get on the mechanical bull, maybe I'll do that. And no, I will not be singing.
I
For
won't
those of
even
you
do
that
that.
Now,
already
Bill,
know,
I have a question. Well, not a question here. You know this guy? Here's some history. My uncle Bob Yan was the starter at Maple Grove for years. Do you know Mr. Bob Yan? You ever heard of him?
yes, I did. Bob Yon was a tremendous racer who started as his career at Maple Grove Raceway as a racer before transferring over to the racing side. He was the starter for many, many years for Maple Grove Raceway, and eventually his talents went to NHRA Division One. He was the Division One starter for many years,
Cow.
as well as a frequent visitor on the starting line at many national events in the country. Unfortunately, we lost Bobby way too soon in 2000 due to that dreaded C word, which I'm not going to mention. But
Okay.
he did have cancer, and unfortunately, it took him way too soon. Believe it or not, his daughter Debbie also was a great part of Maple Grove Raceway
Holy cow.
history. She was a timing and scoring operator for several years for Maple Grove Raceway before her talents were recognized by the NHRA, and she traveled for full time many years for the NHRA. So that's a brief leak of the Yon family history at Maple Grove.
Hey, Harry, you weren't expecting all that information, were you? My encyclopedia, Billy from Maple Grove, Billy Kleinsman. So, Harry, if you have any questions you want to know about your uncle, I got my encyclopedia Billy here. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate that.
Yep, and also I'm proud to say that Bobby Yon is also a proud member of our Maple Grove Raceway Walk of Fame. For those of you that don't know, we do have a Walk of Fame right behind our winner circle on the pit side grandstand, and takes a look at all the great individuals that have made significant contributes to the history of Maple Grove Raceway, that have made the track what it is today. And for those of you that have never been to Maple Grove, I suggest checking on that out and looking about the great history of Maple Grove Raceway as we get ready to celebrate 65 years of operation next year at Maple Grove.
Billy, you never cease to amaze me. Thank you for your talent and for your mind. You're as bad as Earl Krause. Thank you, brother.
Anytime, guys, anytime.
All right, Billy, we'll see you next week.
Yep, and in case you guys are wondering, if we do get the rain, I currently lost my umbrella and my rain jacket. It went flying away in one of the recent storms. So if anyone happens to see a raincoat or an umbrella anywhere and about, please return that to me, and I'll give you guys an award.
All right, thanks, Billy. We'll talk to you next week. All right, we're going to bring Earl back in here. Earl.
Yes, sir.
Wow. He
That
is
was
a
great
young
stuff
Earl
from
Krause. I wasn't expecting that when Jax's dad said something about that. I wasn't expecting all that to come out, but
Yeah, that was very interesting. Yes,
Harry Yan said, yeah, he was right on point. So yeah,
it was great.
he knew about his uncle and his wife and his daughter and everybody. Billy's pretty smart. He studies a lot on the drag racing stuff.
Yes,
and yeah, well, I know another guy that studies a lot about dirt racing and asphalt racing, and we're lucky to have him every week on our show. Jax, Harry, tell Jax to get his stuff together so we can get him on the show.
He's on, he's off.
He's on, he's off. He's on, he's off. He's like the gas pedal, on and off. Yeah, Billy was dropping some science on us, Joe. I mean, he knows his stuff. I mean, he's unbelievable what he knows. He's kind of like I don't know, Earl. He's kind of like a young Earl Krause. That guy.
there you go. Okay, that's a nice compliment.
Yeah, man.
Billy was great. Yes, yes.
But Earl,
an announcer. Yes, indeed.
now tomorrow, 9:30 to 10, the man is back. Need for Speed.
Need for Speed.
Fred is definitely
WGCB.
back, and we're. I'm sure you're calling in. I'll call in. I'll be at the landfill. Jax, I cannot see you on the screen. Your camera's not working. There he is. So we're going to leave Earl on the screen with us, and we're going to bring Jackson here real quick. Hey, buddy, can you hear us?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, you ain't got Bryce, would you? Do you?
No.
Okay. Now Jax won our driver of the week, Earl. Over 700 votes all by himself.
Congratulations, Jax.
Thank you.
All right, Jax, you have a ride
for show too. Yes.
Yeah, you have a ride for Grandview, right, Jax? You're not driving your own car at Grandview, right?
No, I'm running my own car at Big Diamond. Yeah, I got a ride for Grandview for this year.
So you got third at Grandview with the ride that you have, right?
Say that again.
You got third at Grandview with the car that you drive for somebody.
Yeah, we got third. We had a really good car. Just
And who are them people that you drive for, and what's their sponsors? You got to mention these people, boy.
yeah, the owner is Dennis and Debbie Becker.
And what sponsors do they have on that car?
We got my dad as the main sponsor. We got Bodie Borderman Insurance, Seattle Construction, VFW Trap. Not many, but a couple
Oh.
big ones.
Yeah. What do you got now? What do you got going for your own car? What do you got going on there? Who you got for sponsors on your own stuff?
Pretty much just my dad.
Oh, well, we were talking to Billy about drag racing, and he was asking questions about Uncle Bob, and Billy knew everything about Uncle Bob and his daughter and everything else that they did at Maple Grove. It was pretty cool to see Billy spill all that out. Now, with New Egypt not opening, I know you were a big fan of New Egypt. Hopefully something's going to transpire for next year and you'll be able to come back to Jersey and hang out with us. What are your plans for this year? What are you going to do between the two cars, Jax?
We plan on running Big Diamond Friday nights, Grandview Saturdays. I want to travel, but it's kind of hard. Not a really big of a crew. We don't really have a big crew, and I'm still in school, so I can't really get out early, but I do still.
Keep forgetting how young these guys are.
Yeah, but we
Now-
plan on just running Big Diamond Fridays and Grandview Saturdays.
It's funny because when we talked today on the phone, you said we're going to go pick Bryce up at school. So, and I'm like, I keep forgetting how young you guys are. I mean, what's Bryce, 15 or 16?
16. I think 16, because he's getting
Yeah,
his license tomorrow if he passes.
Yeah, we're talking about Bryce Bayshore. He's going to get his license, and he drives a crate car, and he's winning races Delaware, Grandview, and you're winning races. You won at New Egypt. And
Did you have
Big
to get
time.
him? Did you have to get him out of detention?
did you have to get him out of detention? Was he in trouble?
No, he doesn't do nothing bad.
No, you're right. He doesn't do anything bad.
No.
You're the guy that gets him in trouble.
Not me. I don't.
No, don't lie. Don't lie. I can see that look in your eye. Well, Jax, you are driver of the week. It'll be posted tomorrow. We're working on trying to get a sponsor for driver of the week to give you either a gift certificate for some product or something to do with cars. That's what I got to talk to Earl about, see if he can point me in the right direction doing that kind of stuff. But we appreciate you being on the show, and I'll get you on here. Win one of them things, and we'll get you on here, and we'll talk to you for a little while longer. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the goal. I just want to thank my crew, all my sponsors, my parents for letting me do what I love to do, my owners, and all my fans.
All right, brother. We appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon. I know I'll probably talk to you tomorrow, Jack. So stay out of trouble, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks for having me, Nick.
All right, brother. No, thanks for being on. Well, Earl, another Wednesday down the drain, but
It was fast.
we have hope, Earl.
Yes.
We have hope that we're going to go to Wall Stadium opening night. If it's going to be nice, let it be nice. That way we have a real nice day. Everybody gets to come. They don't have to worry about, I don't know if I want to go. I don't know if I should go or not. We want everybody to be able to go and have a good time. If it's going to rain, just rain right from the outset and be done with it.
Now,
You know what I
if
mean?
it rains, is there anything going on down there, or are you just shutting down? Like,
No, it'll be if it rains out, it'll rain out. It'll just be a
Okay.
complete cancellation. So
I'd still probably head down anyway. Just
oh
to
yeah, yeah.
hang for a while.
Depending on the time.
I'm taking
of the
off
day.
Saturday, so I need something.
Yeah, we're gonna come. I'm gonna come down because I want to walk around the pitch and walk around the grounds and see different things and talk to some of the guys and stuff.
And
And
we'll get breakfast while we're down there.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll leave
Yeah,
early.
depending on the
What
time
time
of
do
the
the
day,
gates open,
sometimes
Earl?
they-
Usually.
We will probably open the grandstands at 3. The pit area will be open probably about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Just
We'll be there.
bringing in cars, teching them, anything of that nature. But grandstands open at 3.
Now, when can employees come to get in?
As early as you want.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm trying to remember some of the diners down there from when I lived down there. Maybe they're still.
Oh, I know a
We'll
great.
get some breakfast.
I know a
down
great
there.
breakfast sandwich place.
All right.
Pork roll.
There you go. Yeah, bro.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll have to call Earl and invite Earl, and we'll all go out to breakfast. Then we won't be worth a crap at the track. We'll be like, I gotta take a nap. But no, Earl, we appreciate your knowledge. We appreciate you being on here with us. Can't wait for the season to start. That way you can give the results and tell everybody what went on at Wall Stadium.
Oh, yes. Looking forward to
And
it.
yeah, it'll really be cool once the season starts because we'll have a lot to talk about, and we may have to extend some stuff. We may have to go an hour and a half here. We may have
Wow,
to.
that's
add
great.
some
I'm hungry
time.
Great
tonight, though.
situation.
Eh,
You
see,
know, I want to
Fred's
mention,
hungry.
speaking
I'm
of
hungry.
rest-
I'm not in the green room.
Yeah, we're not in the green room there, and with the Adams with all that stuff they got going on, we may lose Earl. We're going to have to up the ante on Earl.
Well,
Speaking of
Earl's,
Wall Stadium,
Earl's
I
kind of a
see
plain
Harry
guy,
on.
so
All
you
right,
can't
Earl.
go to a hug.
I have a
hug level.
question for you. Hold
Oh,
on.
sure. Go ahead. Yeah, Harry.
Woody Johnson.
Yes, I noticed that. Thanks, Harry. Yeah, Woody Johnson, who was related to the On family in the 1950s and 60s. Woody Johnson from Birdsboro, Pennsylvania. He was a garage operator, automotive garage operator, much like Fletcher's Garage. And Woody had the number 68 modifieds, specifically the gold number 68. That was driven by Pete Frazee in 1962 and 1963 at Wall Stadium at Old Bridge in Vineland. One of the legends of Wall Stadium, most certainly Pete Frazee. He was the all-time winner at Old Bridge Stadium in the 1950s and 60s as well, and again competed at Vineland. Pete drove for Woody Johnson. Again, that was one of the legendary cars at Wall Stadium. And a little bit later on, 1964 and 65, Woody had a white coupe, a beautiful white coupe with red numbers, number 68, driven by Dave Hulse, who won features with it at Wall Stadium. And a little bit later on, Woody had that same white coupe racing on dirt at Reading and Nazareth with Harry Moore as the driver. So great car owner, a legendary car owner. He's a member of the Garden State Vintage Stock Car Club Hall of Fame. So Woody Johnson, absolutely. And Doug McGill just noted Woody Johnson, a legend. Yes, indeed. Thanks, Doug. That's right.
See, one night I'm just going to field questions and let you answer these kind of questions and let Billy answer the rest. You know what I mean? That is
them both on the screen.
Yeah, have both on the screen. Billy answered the drag racing stuff, and you answered the circle track stuff. That is crazy.
That'd be fun.
That is crazy. And Harry has pictures of both cars. Nice. That is wild.
Nice.
That is wild.
Love to see those.
That is so cool. And it's cool that you remember all that, Earl. I don't know what you take to keep your brain going, but don't stop. That's all I can tell you. Don't stop.
Thank you.
Because it's so cool. I mean, I don't know any of them guys. I'm, you know what I mean? But it's so cool to hear about the cars, and then you remember the number, the sponsors, what he did for a living. I guess when I get older, I can talk about what my brother did for a living and a couple other guys and stuff like that. But this is why we have Earl. This is why we have Magic. This is why we have Earl. This is why we have America's Mechanic.
That's right.
This show,
great team.
This show thrives on guys like you, Earl. This is cool.
Thank you.
I look forward to
Pleasure.
this every Wednesday. Trust me. You don't worry about Earl, Mr. Adams. Okay.
I like Joe's comment. Thanks,
Google
Joe.
does not have nothing on Earl or Billy, and you're going to find that out when you have them on your show. And Joe, don't use them up. Just take good care of Earl.
I'll warm him up tomorrow morning when he calls in at 9:30
feed him well. 9:30 to 10. Need for Speed. Earl will be the first crawler. Me and Nick will be in there. But thanks, Earl, for coming on. We appreciate it. Good to have you back.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk to you later, guys. We are going to be out of here. If you notice, we had the coupes and the coaches and the Flemington car. Found them in the collection, and another great night here as always. Don't forget, tomorrow, 9:30 to 10, Need for Speed on WBCB 107.3, 1490 AM, and around the world, Fred?
107.3 FM and www.wbcb1490.com.
Yes, sir. And you can also, Earl will be on the Lowdown Entertainment channel, and he is a team member, but he will be on their show. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. I will put the link on our page so you can listen to Earl there too. Thank you, Mr. Adams. Appreciate it. And love the shirt. All right, guys, we're out of here. As Kyle Koretsky would say, I'm out.